In personal injury cases, one of the most difficult skills to acquire is arguing pain and suffering damages to a jury. How do you quantify daily pain, or the loss of one eye, or an ankle injury that just will not heal? I'm fortunate to have learned from some of the best trial lawyers in America, and I've also learned from observing some very good trial lawyers do it wrong. I'll give you an example. I observed a very good trial lawyer handle an industrial accident case one time. A woman had been scalped. What happened was that she was sorting potatoes on a bench at work, and beneath the table was a rotating shaft. And as she bent down beneath the table, a strand of her hair caught on the rotating shaft and scalped her in a fraction of a second. The woman had 15 surgeries and medical bills in the amount of $350,000, and her condition was so bad that she couldn't even wear a wig to hide her scalp scars that she had. Because it irritated what was left of her scalp, and so she had to go around without any wig and just had a little handkerchief tied in knots around her head. When arguing the case to the jury, the lawyer told them about the $350,000 in medical bills and then said, "As to pain and suffering damages, I leave that to your discretion." The jury awarded $350,000 and not one penny for pain and suffering damages. On that day, we all learned a lesson. If you don't give the jury a number and give a rational basis for what that number is, the jury's not going to figure it out for themselves. That's the trial lawyer's job, and if he doesn't do his job, the client suffers. A second example comes from a case that I tried with another attorney many years ago. It was actually about 20 years ago in eastern Idaho. The fellow that was the lead counsel on the case had a reputation as being one of the best trial lawyers in Idaho. We were representing a man who had slipped and fallen on ice and suffered severe back injuries. When we got to the point of the trial and arguing damages to the jury, this other lawyer talked to the jury like this. He said, "What is a fair amount of compensation for this man's injuries?" "I think $285,000 is a fair compensation for what this man's been through." I watched this in amazement that he could just pull a number out of the air and give the jury no reason whatsoever for why that number made sense or why the man was entitled to any money at all. And needless to say, the jury did not award any damages at all because they didn't have a reason to. So the lesson from all of this is that it is the trial lawyer's job to explain to the jury a fair number for compensation and to reason with the jury as to why the number is fair. Jurors are not going to come up with an amount of money to award someone who's been injured that is not fair and does not make sense. It's the trial lawyer's job to explain that to them and to do it in a reasoned, calm manner.